Yeah, peace. What's going on out there? I just made a live, but live was acting crazy, so I'm about to just make this recording. You know, yeah. So this video is going to be particularly in reference to the monarchies within this earth, within this planet. So you have different human kinds that are ruling different parts of the planet. You know, you got to know that they are part of the elite system, of course, and they are also managing different parts of these countries, cities, states, what have you. That's within Earth. Now, um, you have governors and stuff like that basically run um particular areas such as cities and all of that. But those are small time guys, man. Those guys are small time compared to the kings and queens that's within this planet, that take care of certain things, within different parts of the planet. So, I've been doing some in-depth research on this because you got the black folk out here who think they're part of the African culture. You know what I'm saying? For those who have souls, so-called black folk out there, go down there and ask them if you can be a part of the empire. You know what I'm saying? Even the smallest panty ante position, they ain't gonna give you because you're not part of them. You know what I'm saying? If anything, they would use you as as a genetic that could advance their genes. You know what I mean? In some form or fashion, even though they highly populated, you know what I'm saying? They have that gene in them where they start fading. That's why they have those damn white spots on them and all of that. They be fading out. You know what I'm saying? Like paint, like fake paint. They be fading out, man. As far as the skin, that's because they not real. So you go down there and see if you can be a part of the so-called royal empire and see what they tell you. You know what I'm saying? And if Africa was all of this and all of that, why are the Africans coming over here where the land of opportunity is? Where the land of opportunity reside? Why are they coming over here? That's a question one should ask themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So you got these folks, humankind, that rule different sectors of Earth. Okay, your king and queens. These are the representatives of the different factions within the human genetic. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Indians, Arabians, or, you know what I'm saying? The whole um humankind. You know what I'm saying? As far as ethnicity is concerned. So they are ruling all parts of Earth. You know what I'm saying? That represents each ethnicity within this genetic pool in Earth. You know what I mean? So with that being said, that tell you that the only people that's at the low totem pole is us. Is us, man. That should tell you something. Yeah, some of they people at the low totem pole too. Their own is at a low totem pole as far as their level, but they can, as far as the Chinese, the so-called white man and white woman, they can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Be accepted to get a loan to start their business anywhere on a goddamn planet. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? They'd be cool. They will be cool. You know. And another thing, you look at the Spanish, they put the Puerto Ricans and things like that. Those guys, they have I would say that the reason why they put them in a lane, in our lane, as if we're related, because you know they are one of the humankinds that have the lowest functioning mental capability of conducting rulership. You know what I'm saying? If you ever look at, and it's nothing against Puerto Ricans and things like that, if you really pay attention, they're very barbaric in nature. They're very animalistic in a sense, you know what I mean? And you know, they have a way of being chaotic sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted. They be running shit. You know what I'm saying? Just not on a level of on a king and queen level, running societies and things like that. They not on that level, but they on a barbaric, chaotic side, they rule that kind of dimension. You get what I'm saying? They rule those type of dimensions. you know. So just to make that clear, because we ain't leaving out no spaces in between, man. We gonna talk about it all around the board. So um you gotta the so-called black folk. We the only ones, man, that's at a standstill. We the only ones sitting up there killing each other, stealing from each other, things like that. Ain't willing to stick together. We believing in this, we believing in that. We come from here, we come from there, we from Earth. We should be hugging trees and all this type of BS. And you know what I'm saying? We from Africa, we from the motherland, all of this and all of that. We sending mixed signals to ourselves, you know, advertising the confusion. You know what I'm saying? And if we're so much connected with Africa, man, I'm telling you, go down there and see if you can be part of that royal empire. They ain't gonna let you in, man. You're not part of them. Just because you think y'all have the same hair, you think that y'all have the same skin, that y'all part of that royal connection, what they would call royal, 'cause they ain't really royal at all. You know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention, man, we ain't supposed to be on this planet this long. Even so, like if we okay, we here, we supposed to do what we need to do and then leave. You know, we supposed to be leaving, plain and simple, man. We supposed to bounce. We supposed to be leaving. We supposed to be ruling up on high. That's why when you look up in what they call the sky, you know what I'm saying, you looking up to the crown. You know what I'm saying? That's something you're looking up to. You know what I'm saying? When you in the bottom. I was the other day I'm walking through Philly or whatever, like in the hood. Cause I had to, take care of some business. Yeah, so I'm just sitting up there and just thinking like, yo, just looking around like this ain't it. Like people actually think when they run a city or some, even a country, man. I'm thinking like, yo, this really not it, man. This shit is overrated. This is what I was actually thinking in my head. Like this shit is really overrated. I was walking across this bridge and then the railroad tracks was under the bridge and all of that, down in Philly, up in the hood. And the first movie I think about was New Jack City. And then that's what put me in a state of mind like, okay, when Nino Brown thought he was running shit, you know, um, he actually think like he really was in charge, man. That wasn't nothing but, I mean, another way you can look at that as far as the movie, New Jack City, Nino Brown. Okay, he built the Carter. The Carter, that building was a Earth. That was like a planet. You know what I'm saying? That was identification of hell. You know what I'm saying? You got the crackheads and all of that all up in there. You know what I'm saying? The dead. They all represented the dead. And Nino Brown and his whole crew, they was organized. You know, with They was organized with running the whole show. Running the whole ship in the order. So G Money, he was just one of those dudes. He was supposed to be next up, man. G Money was like um Semi from Coming to America. So in other words, when Eddie Murphy played as Akeem, that would be Nino Brown. G Money would be Semi because if something go down, he would be next up in ruling. You know what I mean? He would be the next hot hair. You know what I'm saying? So um G Money also fell with letting Ice T come into the order. You know what I'm saying? He let Ice T because he was an agent. You know what I'm saying? He came in first of all, Ice T on a movie. You know what I'm saying? His character, he was a human, man. Him and the other human. See, they make it seem as though because he had dreads, yeah, he's a brother, but they letting you know that his hair was down. His hair was facing downward. Human state status, you know what I mean? And he was an agent trying to infiltrate the whole thing. And G Money, just like Nino Brown said, like G Money let him infiltrate, into that thing, that whole organization that they had going on, and it failed. They letting you know because if you think about it, man, that's how we used to operate. Just not on it was on a business level, on a organized level. Because how Nino Brown had everything constructed, he was he was very unemotional. That's how all of them was. They was unemotional. You know what I mean? See, but they was looked at as being evil and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Nino Brown getting killed at the end, man. Those coiled steps. He fell all the way down to the bottomless pit. That was the coil, man, on that movie. Those coil steps, man. He fell in the bottomless pit. That's what that was about. But that was a ritual that they was trying to do. The so-called white man was trying to do in the damn movie, trying to have the souls stay and be content into the bottomless pit. You know what I'm saying? But G Money let that dude infiltrate. And that's why, Nino Brown killed G Money. It wasn't that Nino Brown felt like, okay, I need to kill him for the fun of it. No, man. He did that because he sold out. G Money sold out. But you got in the media at one time. He was like, well, G Money put Nino Brown on to the game, this and that, that and this. Okay. Okay. But Nino Brown elevated the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advertising drug dealing in any form or fashion. In no form or fashion. But he elevated the game. You know what I'm saying? Took it to the next level. G Money ain't had what it takes. He had the idea. And that's what I'm saying. People got a problem with working as a team. Ain't nobody jacking nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because G Money put his brother, his soul brother, on to the situation. And then was like, all right, well, we going to do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? And they elevated. They took it to the next level as a whole. Nino Brown ain't do that by himself. And G Money was right about that. You ain't built this on your own. You know what I'm saying? They was a family. But lives got taken within the organization because of G Money. You know? Pookie was another brother that sold out. You know what I'm saying? He was an agent. He was a carbon being that infiltrated for the so-called white man. That's who he was working for. You know. See, Pookie came to Nino Brown like, I need a job, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to clean him up. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, get yourself cleaned up. I'll put you D with a job. You know what I'm saying? You be part of the organization, a part back with the family. You know what I'm saying? But they got you looking at the movie, oh, these guys are bad and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Even though they weren't feeding them good food and all of that. As far as like doing community service, they fed the community. Ain't nobody looking at that. They think they making it seem like um these guys just evil, man. He gave Pookie a Nino Brown gave Pookie a big half the turkey. You know what I'm saying? Now if Nino Brown was grimy, he would have then just gave him the turkey or probably and probably killed him later. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't even do that. So man, and the whole organization like not too long ago they just showing you basically what we did. We let the humans in and we got infiltrated. Now look at our position. Look at the results. Look at the results. You know what I'm saying? Look at the results, man. Don't even understand what the hell is going on. People just so caught up in the glitz, the glam, the ego. They want to be touchy feely, lovey dovey, kisses and hugs. Don't know what the hell is going on, man. They lost, man. They think this is a game. You know what I'm saying? That last video was necessary. It ain't about no likes or dislikes. I can care less about that. The message is going to get to whoever it needs to get to. You know what I'm saying? What's important is the message. You know what I mean? It's the message. Point blank period, man. So yeah, this whole thing, as far as being part of, see, when you say you're African, you putting yourself secondary. You know what I'm saying? You putting yourself at the bottom of the totem pole. You're gonna let your conquerors tell you who you are. You're gonna mentally plant in your head that you're a part of those who conquers you. You know what I'm saying? You don't see how your emotions is playing games with you. You know what I'm saying? You taught them everything they know. And guess what? They end up utilizing that against you because you weak. You know what I'm saying? We gotta think more, man. We gotta think on a more better level, man. And like I said before, all these teachers of high rank and all of this and all of that, they ain't talking about nothing. Everything is still within the matrix. That's because they never left it. You know what I'm saying? They want, and I'm talking about those who speak about topics such as aliens and spacecrafts and all those kind of things, man. They don't really have no connection for real, for real. They ain't really about that, man. They playing with spirits. I've been there, done that. All that spiritual shit, excuse my language, all that spiritual things that's going on, you know, all that stuff. I've been through those stages, man. Those stages is what got me to this stage today and in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like straight like that, man. We ain't part of no African culture. We ain't part of the Africans, man. That's just another humankind that's ruling parts of the earth. You know what I'm saying? All humankind is ruling parts of this earth. You know what I'm saying? Managing, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They got millions, billions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? They part of the elites, but the real elites, you ain't gonna really see them. You don't never see them because they the ones that's pushing the buttons. You know what I'm saying? They the one that give the decision what the public need to see and what they don't need to see. You know, they the real button pushers. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. And for those who I want to also input this for those who sit up there and say, you know, you need to grow your beard out, grow your hair all over the place, man. That's ridiculous because you know we never conducted ourselves in that fashion, man. Because you know you people like that, man. They looking like cavemen, and that's not good, man. That's no good. You know, us being high lords and stuff like that, emperors and things like that, man, we were cleanly people, man. We kept our face cleanly. We kept our hair cleanly. If you're from a heavenly place, you know what I'm saying? It's only right that you don't look like no damn caveman. You know what I mean? You should be the best looking. You know what I'm saying? This is not ego tripping, man. Your skin tone should be golden. Everything about you, your whole vessel should be golden like, man. It should be golden. And the greatness of gold, man, and cleanliness. You from a heavily uh position, man. Not even a position, but you know, you from a heavenly ruleship. Whereas, you know, you come from a place that's not even can't even be described on a low level. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond description, man. Come on. These guys want to be growing these damn bears looking like Abraham Lincoln and all these other goddamn people, man. Come on, man. Come on. Looking like cavemen. No, that's not that's not how we operated, man. No, sir. We kept our faces fresh, clean, and all of that. Hair was well put together. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's like you let your room get dirty. You just let it sit and all of that. Dust and all of that is gonna pile up. You don't take care of your hair and all of that. What you think gonna happen? It's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get tangled and all those kind of things. You don't wash it. You know what I'm saying? You don't put your oils in there. I know people who say they don't put oil in their hair. Like, what type of crap? You gotta keep your scalp moisturized, man. That damn oil is like a coolant, so your scalp won't overheat. And when it overheat, that's how you get all that damn dandruff in your hair, man, scabs and all those kind of things. So you gotta keep your scalp lubricated. But yeah, we ain't part of no African culture, man. See, they think because you got these Africans that they got the so-called same skin and hair as us, that we part of that empire. They ain't gonna let you in, man. Period. Unless it has something to do with some genetic advancement. They ain't finna let you in. You know what I'm saying? They wanna be a part of something so bad that don't have nothing to do with you. You gotta know that you're greater than that. You're greater than anything that has been coded in this goddamn earth, in this matrix. You gotta know that you're way more than this. And another thing I want to say, that these people that's trying to these spiritual speakers trying to expose other spiritual speakers, speaking in reference to the so-called black folk out there, black man and black woman. The reason why they do that, trying to expose another spiritual leader, is because when they ain't even supposed to be operating on that level. But the real reason why they do those kind of things is because they jealous. They jealous because they want the attention that they got. They want the money that they got. They want the women that they got, or the men that they getting. Vice versa. As far as the so-called black woman and black man that speak this spiritual crap, they just jealous, man. They jealous. They jealous of these other spiritual leaders because they're not receiving the same attention as them. How far are you willing to go to get it, man? To sell out, to receive all this kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't going to agree with me. You know why? Because I speak the truth. And a majority of the time, it's because they judging things by a feeling and not judging it by an unemotional standpoint. You got to look at everything logically. You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling folk, if you disagree or something like that, man, speak up. Ask me a question. Let's communicate. I don't have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. you know? If I'm wrong, then I'll be wrong. If it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Logically. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem. And that's the thing with me, man. If something is my fault, or if I do something, I call my own self out and say that it's my responsibility. People who know me, that deal with me on a daily, know that. You know what I'm saying? I never blame the next man or the next woman for my situations, problems, or the decisions, choices that I have made. You know what I'm saying? Never. You never catch me on that type time. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight up with mine. Straight up with mine. But yeah, the so-called black folk, they want to be a part of something so bad that don't have nothing to do with them, and that's because they don't know themselves. These spiritual teachers exposing each other, man. Listen, they jealous of the next person. They jealous. You know what I'm saying? Because they want the money and all that kind of stuff. They want the attention. They want the likes. You know what I'm saying? They want the thousands upon thousands of views. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is jealous of Nature Boy, believe it or not. you know, they jealous of the boy Nature Boy, whatever his name is. That dude, whether y'all talk positive or negative about this cat, he feeding off y'all energy. He eating off of that. Don't think that, you know what I'm saying, y'all discrediting him from his teachings and all that kind of stuff, which ain't really teaching. That he ain't eating, because he eating off that. He's eating monetary wise and he eating energy wise. Y'all advancing him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this whole African thing, man, we ain't a part of that. I'm talking about the soul beings, man. We ain't part of that sector. You know what I'm saying? We above anything and everything that's encoded in this goddamn matrix. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think big, man. Think big, man. Come on. Think BIG, man. Come on, get it together. It's well overdue, man. And you know what? We should be communicating mentally. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's been times where as though, you know, like my lady and I said something to her, and she said something which I thought she said something physically out her mouth, but she was speaking in her mind, and I read her voice came into my head, and I heard what she said inside her mind, not her mouth, but inside what she was thinking. You know what I'm saying? My antenna picked it up. So you have the ability to read minds for those who are on that frequency. And actually that happened that took place a while ago. And this second occurrence, I read her mind again while I was on my way to work. You know what I'm saying? While I was on my way to work, man. Riding in the car, and I thought she said something to me, man. That was her. She, I'm like, you ain't say nothing. She was like, no, you know what I'm saying. But she was thinking about something, is what she said. So I said, okay. So if you ain't say it physically out your mouth, then I heard your thoughts. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. That's a fact, man. The reality is that you have the ability, for those who on a frequency, y'all can read minds, and then y'all can